Hi everyone, it's me, Miss Ellers from the Messy Art Closet. I wanted to give you some information about what you're going to do today since I'm not here. I'm going to have you guys keep working on your watercolor pencil projects because you've been doing them for a couple weeks and I feel like at this point you're pretty self-sufficient. So today you're going to keep working on them. You will have one more day after today, so you don't have to finish, but I would like you to get a solid chunk of your coloring done so that next week we can get it finished. So that means a little bit over halfway done with your coloring. So some reminders with the watercolor pencils. You want to blend those colors. Remember, no flat colors. So if you're doing water, you should have like light blue, dark blue, purple, all that stuff. Remember that you need to have nice and neat coloring. Your water can only do so much. It's only going to blend it so much. So if you have scribbling coloring, it's not going to turn out as good as you want it. So stay inside the lines, make it look nice and neat. You can work in sections. So your coloring, you might want to work on just the water at one point and then go over that with the brush and the water and blend that. And then maybe you want to work on the trees. That's fine with me. But remember that your colored pencil does not work very well on the wet paper. You want to put it on dry paper and then get it wet. If your paper starts tearing today, that's because you're using too much water and you're taking that brush and you're scrubbing it too hard. So if you feel like your paper is starting to kind of tear, then you need to stop getting it wet, let it dry before you start with the second coat. Today, since I'm not here to give you advice, you have a lot of friends in the classroom that can help you. So ask each other for help. Ask each other for advice, and then next week I'll give you all my amazing ideas. Okay, let's talk about where to find supplies today. On the top shelf of my cart, that's where you're going to find brushes. The green handle ones are my favorite, but you can use a smaller one if you need. Little practice papers are in the yellow bin on top of my cart. Then in the middle shelf of the cart, there should be the watercolor pencil box. It says watercolor pencils on top. Make sure you're using that instead of regular colored pencils. And then the water bottles are on the bottom. If you finish early, first, check that your project looks as beautiful and complete as it possibly can. Make sure that there's nowhere where you need to go back and fill in your peekaboo spots. Make sure that there's not any white parts on your edges, and that looks as good as possible. If you finish that, then I would recommend that you get a paper from the yellow bin on top of my cart, and you make some free draw paint, right? So you use the colored pencils, and you make something really cool, and then you paint over it and make a second thing. If you are feeling over the watercolor pencils, you can free draw, you can do origami, but you need to be making art. Playing games on your computer, not an option. Then with cleanup, let's talk about cleanup. So at the end, you need to wash your brush really good in the water because I'm not going to be able to wash them for you. Put them on top of the cart, hair up. Water bottles need their caps on all the way. If they spill, I will lose my mind. And put those on the bottom of the cart. Your projects are going on the drying rack. Even if you didn't get them wet, I'd still like you to put them on the drying rack so I can see them in the morning. And then return my colored pencils. And please, please, please check the floor, check your desk, triple check before our class is over that all of my colored pencils are there. Okay, so I would like it if we assign jobs, some people to pass out the papers. Your papers should be by the window, and then some jobs of people to check the floor at the end of class to make sure that there are no colored pencils anywhere. And then one more person to just check that all the caps are on. Okay, I think that's everything. Today you're just continuing what you've already been doing. Make some beautiful artwork. I want to come back to something really lovely. You got this. I believe in you. Go ahead and create. Bye, guys.